Today is Monday, the 6th of August 2018. This is one of a series of videos on the new version of Health 1, version 8.6. This video is about two small items. One is where the GMS card number is not valid. We will add a message in the appointment so that when the patient turns up, the receptionist will be aware that the card is not valid. Secondly, we have a slightly different one where we will add check validity on the prescription form if the medical card or the review date is not up to date. So we open Health 1, we give an appointment for a patient, test, let's say this patient, and you can see in this patient there's no problem. The patient's medical card is up to date and valid. So we'll give another appointment, this time to test again. This time we'll give it to diabetes test, and in this case Health 1 is telling us the review date is not up to date. Health 1 is not telling us the GMS number is invalid. It's just saying the GMS review date is not up to date, and you could update the date here, but if you don't update the date you might get problems later on. However, in this case the medical card number is valid, so we're not going to get any message about invalidity. The next patient we're going to give is test asthma 2, and in this case this number is invalid. Health 1 has checked this online when you're making the appointment and the number is invalid. The critical point here about this version of Health 1 is that we have now automatically added a comment in here. If you hit F3 to view the comment, the GMS number is invalid, so that when the patient turns up, the receptionist will see that the GMS number is invalid and will charge the patient or ask the patient to get a medical card renewed as quick as possible. We'll do one more patient, test under 6 asthma, and again you have the same problem. GMS is invalid when you're making the appointment, but you want the receptionist to see that when the patient walks in, and if you just hover over it, you'll see GMS number is invalid in both of these cases. Now I am going to give this patient test diabetes. For the second point, I'm going to give this patient a prescription, and I'm going to print the prescription. Again, I am warned that the review date is not up to date. The medical card is valid, but in Health 1 the review date is not correct. So you should always click update the date, which updates the date locally to the correct date. If you don't, Health 1 will consider that this is invalid. And when you go to print the prescription, you will see up here, automatically printed by Health 1, will be check validity. So this is hard coded and will always appear on a prescription if the medical card is invalid or if the review date in Health 1 is incorrect. We will also print the GMS number here for your benefit. It's not done in this version. So if we open up the patient test asthma 2, we know that this card is already invalid, but if somebody is giving a prescription and prints it, you will also get a check validity. So you'll get this written on the prescription, check validity, if the GMS number is invalid or if the review date locally in Health 1 is not correct. So it is important to, if you want to avoid getting all of these invalidity notices printed, that you actually, when you are printing, when you are asked about this, when you open the drug module, you update the date locally. The eligibility end date is the 31st of the 10th 2021, whereas in Health 1 patient information in the local database is 31st of the 12th 2017. So if I update that locally to the correct date and say OK, then I will get no problem when I am printing the prescription, and it will print the number correctly, as you can see there. So in this video we have covered two topics that are related. One is, if when you're making an appointment, Health One gives you a message that the GMS card number is not valid, you will get a message directly in the appointment. Also, you will get a check validity on the prescription form in this case, and also if the review date in Health One locally is not up to date. So you could have a valid medical card but an invalid review date, and you'll still get this message printed on your form, so be careful of that. That's the end of this recording. Thank you.